Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so netting we have discussed. I believe we have completed the net lab also, right? Or not?
Yeah.
We completed the net lab, and we have also completed the basic commands, right?
Commands for what? For regarding
The
the
Basic,
basic
NAT?
commands like
basic commands of checkpoint.
Yeah,
That
you have informed us that few commands like that cpstat os
yes,
hyphen f
correct, correct,
and that
correct, correct, correct.
fw version and fw stat. You
Mhm.
have informed us that few commands and that how to in the SIG part also when you have reset the SIG, then that also you have informed us that how to reset the SIG in the CLI.
Mhm. Okay, so let's
And sir,
mhm.
sorry, I have one query regarding that Clish and expert mode.
Mhm.
That in Clish we can run the command which starts with the show and then show interface or show version. It
Mhm.
will like this. And in expert mode, that CP stat and FW stat, this will be run. This command will run only in the expert mode. It's
No, no,
like
no,
that.
no. See, cpstat and fwstat, these commands
Mhm.
you can run on your Clish mode also. Whereas
Uh-huh.
in expert mode, you can do some advanced things. For example, if you want to run TCP dump, you cannot
Mhm.
do it in the Clish mode. You need to go into expert mode. If you
Okay.
want to run the FW monitor, like see,
Mhm.
what you are doing, you are capturing the packets on the kernel level. So to capture the packet on the kernel level, you should be having the rights of expert mode.
Okay, got
Okay,
it.
so to do the advanced capturing, advanced checking, and advanced filtering, you need to have the access of expert mode. With the name expert, it suggests that you will be doing expert things, right?
Okay, okay, got it, got it.
Yeah. Okay. SIG we have discussed. We have discussed the SIG port numbers,
Mhm.
and okay, let's start today's session. Let me share my screen. Okay, just confirm if you guys can see my screen. Today is 9th July. Okay, so this was our gate lab, you can say, right? This was our test PC, and this is our gateway. This was our management server, and sorry, this was our admin PC, and this was our test PC, right? And this was our theta architecture basically. So I have initiated, like started these devices before coming into the lab. Let me just open this particular device. Okay. So we have our admin PC over here, and I have the gateway, which is the, this is 192.168.1.1, which is gateway's IP. And who is gateway? This PC. Oh, sorry, this firewall is the gateway, and this is the management server, right? Firewall always be in the 2-arm mode deployment, okay? Whereas management server could be in single arm deployment. Now you know what is single arm and what is 2-arm? Anybody have any idea? Okay.
To a mode, the interfaces will have different
Yes.
gateways. Yeah.
Yes. Let me just give you a basic idea of it. Because these are the terms which you will be listening in your organization very frequently. Okay. So you should be having understanding what sort of terms are there. So see, if this is, let's suppose this is a device, okay? And if this device is having separate interfaces for incoming and outgoing, this is called two-armed. Okay. And if the device is having one single interface for both the things, incoming and outgoing, it is called single armed. Okay, this is the basic difference. Simple, not a very fancy thing. So this is our, the gateway, which is here, it is in 2-arm, and your management server will be in single arm. Okay. So I have this device logged in over here. So today we are will be discussing backups. Backups in Checkpoint. What sort of backups are there? Okay. What are the relevance of those backups in Checkpoint and also in your production environment? In which situation you should take which type of backup? Okay. So these things we'll discuss in today's class. So let's start the class. So mainly in Checkpoint, we have 3 type of backups. How many type of backup? 3 type of backups we have. Okay. The first one is called snapshot, which is a very common term, which you'll be hearing in multiple devices. If you talk about Palo Alto, we do have the snapshot backup over there. If you talk about Fortinet, we do have the snapshot backup over there, right? Second thing is the normal backup. Third thing is import export backup. Okay. These are the 3 type of backups we have here in Checkpoint. All right. So what is snapshot backup? See, whenever we are doing any major change, what are the major changes? For an example, let's suppose this is my firewall. Okay. This is my WAN. This is my LAN switch. This from there, I have multiple switches and the PCs and the users are connected. All right. This is my LAN. This is my WAN. And this is my DMZ. All right. For an example, I am doing what? RMA. Let's suppose this DMZ interface. Let's suppose this is internal DMZ. Okay. So let's suppose this internal DMZ port starts flapping, or maybe this device is getting high memory or CPU, right? Or maybe you can say tunnel migration, right? So whatever major change you are going to do, where the chances of the rollback is very high, chances of device getting failed is very high. In those cases, you will be taking snapshot backup. So if I talk about this snapshot, the moment you'll be taking the snapshot backup, you will be having multiple things. What is those multiple things? First thing will be the operating system, the Gaia version. Okay. Plus the configuration. Configuration means whatever configuration you have done manually on the firewall or through the script, hardly matters. So whatever the configuration is there on the firewall plus the operating system, these both the things will be backed up. All right. So if these two things will be included in the backup, that backup will be called snapshot backup.
In configuration, in configuration, second one in bracket, what you have mentioned that
manual. Okay. For an example, let's suppose I have to do RMA of this device. Okay. What I can do? I can take a snapshot backup. I can plug this device into the rack. I can install that backup into that device parallel to this firewall, and I can start shifting the cables. Simple. So I'll be creating the mirror of this firewall from here to there. All right. And by saying this, I'll not forget to mention this will take huge amount of memory. Memory means your disk space, because this will become between 8 GB to somewhere around 25 GB. Depends upon your model number and your configuration. All right. So whenever you have a major activity where failing of system is very, like chances of failing the system is very high, you should take the snapshot backup. Is it clear? After this, we have this normal backup. What is normal backup? Here, only configuration. Only configuration will be backed up. No system file, nothing will be backed up. Only the configuration, whatever configuration you have done on the firewall, those configuration will be backed up. And this file will be in the lesser amount of size in comparison to the snapshot backup. Okay. So, snapshot, let's suppose I have given example over here, like high memory or CPU, right? Let's suppose your iOS of this firewall has been corrupted. What you can do? You can take the snapshot backup of the previous day and you can roll back this particular firewall. Okay. And see, you have taken the backup. You have two options to store them. Storage. You have two options. Internal. Internal means on the firewall or on the SMS server. Second one is external. Means you are taking the backup and you are timely exporting that backup to somewhere else, some other location. All right.
Say that if we tomorrow, if just in case, is example, my one device got faulty due to some any reason, and we have taken that snapshot backup one day before, or it will we have not taken any snapshot backup, and suddenly my firewall got down due to some any reason, and we have to do an RMA. In this case, how we will make the configuration and everything back to in the new RMA device?
Snapshot. I have mentioned here.
No, you have mentioned. But when we will, if we will take the snapshot backup, then we will only do.
See, backups you have to schedule.
Okay.
You cannot wait for your device to get failed and you will take the backup. No, you cannot do that. It's a preventive task.
Yep. Correct.
It's proactive task, not reactive task. Okay. And now I was talking about the storage. So if I talk about the internal, or you can say local backup, you can take if your CLISH is working, CLISH mode is working. If your CLISH mode is not working, your firewall is down, or whatever the problem is, if your CLISH mode is not working, you cannot take the local backup. You need to take the external backup. Clear? Now, normal backup we have taken, like we have mentioned, like whenever you will take the normal backup, only the configuration file will be generated, and in that configuration file, only the manual configuration, whatever you have done, will be exported. So let's suppose you have done something wrong in your configuration. Okay. For an example, somebody has came in your team who is very new in the team. He started working and he made some mistake and he did some blunder. You can immediately roll back the change from here to the normal backup. Right? A lot of things you can do with the normal backup. Okay. Now, import export. Now, as the name suggests, what is import export? Means whenever you are doing the migration, right? You will be taking what? Import export backup. Now, migration is of two types. One is same vendor. One is different vendor. Same vendor means, let's suppose I have CP 5500 and the model number is 5510. Now I want to migrate from 5510 to 5520. So this is also migration, right? Or not? In that case, I'll be doing what? Import export backup. And for that, I'll be needing what? A migration tool. Sorry, not migration tool, upgradation tool. Whereas, let's suppose I have FortiGate running in my environment, or maybe ASA running in my environment, and I want to migrate it from FortiGate or ASA, whatever it is there in the environment, to the checkpoint. In that case, you will take export, import export, and you will be needing a migration tool. Now, just for your reference, migration tool you will be taking from that vendor to whom you are migrating. For example, if I am migrating my FortiGate firewall to checkpoint, then I'll be taking the migration tool of checkpoint. If I'll be migrating from checkpoint to Palo, I'll be taking the migration tool of Palo. If I'll be migrating from Palo to ASA, I'll be taking migration tool of ASA, which is very rare because we never do like this migration from Palo Alto to ASA. We never do that. But still, for the reference, whatever vendor you are migrating to, you will be taking the migration tool of that particular vendor. Clear?
Sir, what do you mean by migration from checkpoint to Palo Alto.
Migration means you have your checkpoint running in your environment, okay? This is your environment and checkpoint is running in your environment. Now your organization has taken a decision that we will be replacing this checkpoint in the Palo Alto. This is called migration to different vendor. It could be another scenario that you have a Palo Alto running, okay, in your environment. Now your organization has made the decision that they will be replacing this Palo Alto with the checkpoint. This is called what? Different vendor. So to which vendor you are going to use the services, you will be taking the migration tool of that particular vendor. And each and every vendor is having their own migration tool. Not a very big deal, basically. All right.
Okay.
I hope till here everything is clear, right? Now, this was the theory part. How to take the backups, how you will be generating the backup, how you will be scheduling the backup, how you will be exporting the backup. For that, let's go to our PC. This is my what? This is 192.168.1.1, which is my firewall, right? Let me just add login to this particular device. Admin 123. You have to navigate to this left side tree and you have to scroll it down. You have to come to the maintenance. In the maintenance, you have snapshot backup. This is the plane where you will be taking the snapshot backup. You have system backup. These both the backups you have here. And for the migration import export, you will be using migration tool. Okay, so let's talk about the system backup first, because the system backup is similar to this normal backup. Okay, so just go to system backup. What you can do here, can you see here in the backup section, you have one option called backup. You have one option called restore remote backup. You have one option called import. You have one option called view logs. You have one option called view last backups. Whereas you have three options which says delete the backup, restore the backup, and export the backup. Because we do not have any backup over here, we have not taken any backup here. So that's the reason these three options are not highlighted. So let's click on the backup and you will be getting certain options. What appliance you want to take the backup? This appliance, management, SCP server, FTP server, or TFTP server. Basically, where you want to store this particular server, particular backup. If you have TFTP server or FTP server or SCP server, you can immediately click on any of these options. Any of the options. You need to give the IP address. Let's suppose you have the FTP server. You need to give the IP. You need to give the username and the password and the upload path over here. So the moment you will click after giving all the information, so the moment you will be giving, like clicking on the backup of this backup button, your backup will be generated and it will be sent to this particular path, the path you will be defining over here. Similarly, SCP server, right? Similarly, management. So if you want to take the backup on the management and on this appliance means on this particular firewall, this backup will be stored on this particular firewall's hard disk. So because we do not have any of such options, I'll click on this appliance, I'll create backup. What it says, performing local backup, step is initializing. Backup has been finished successfully. Backup has finished after 0.8 seconds. Backup, local backup. You can go to this particular location and you will be seeing like You can go to /var/log/cp backup/backups, and you'll be seeing the file name is backup_cp-gateway01 and something, the date, today's date. Click OK, and you have this backup here. Now just click on this backup. Can you see? Delete, a restore, and the export. All the options getting highlighted now. Right? Okay. So what you can do, you can click on this backup. You can either delete it, right? If you want to restore, you can restore it. Let's suppose you have taken this backup in the morning. In the afternoon, you did some blunder. You have deleted some routes from your firewall. So what you can do, you can click on this particular backup, you can restore it. In one click, your all the configuration will be back. You can click on restore a remote backup. You can backup name, and you can give the path from where you want to take that remote backup. You can import the backup. If you do have the backup stored somewhere in your PC, you can click on the browse and you can import it. If you have if you want to particularly export this backup, you can click on export. Okay. See, your backup has been downloaded. It's getting downloaded basically. I'll cancel this to save some time. All right. So this is, you can click on the view last backups. It will show that on 9th of July, I have taken the backup. Backup name was this and the location was this. And it was a local backup. Right. If you want to see the logs, you can click on the logs. It will show you that what was the status of that particular backup which you have taken. It says it was successful. Right. So this was your local backup. So let's suppose, let me just let me just download it. Okay. Let me just click on export. I'll say OK. It was approximately 209 MB approximately. Let it get downloaded. Till the time, let's come to second option, which is called schedule backup. Now, you can click on this schedule. You can name the backup. Backup of GW01. Where you want to store this backup, you have same options, right? Apart from these same options, you have one more option over here, which says backup schedule. Daily, weekly, or monthly. So because it's a normal backup and the size of the backup is very much low, I would suggest to daily. And Checkpoint suggests to take daily. Daily at what time? You can mention 22 hours and 30 minutes. Means 10:30 in the evening, this backup will be taken. Add. So this is scheduled basically. And it says every day. Right? So see, this backup is being downloaded, which backup I have taken over here. What I can do, I can click and I can do select over here. And what I can do, backup, this appliance, backup. I'm taking one more backup. So both are of what? 29 MB, right? Let me delete the previous one. Let me delete this one also. So right now I do not have any backup over here, right? What I can do, I can click on import. I can do the browse. I can go my download section. I have this file. I'll just do the double click and I'll click on import. This file will be imported and I have the backup over here. Now what I'll do, I'll click on this and I'll click restore. We'll say, want to proceed? Yes, proceed it. Now what it's doing, it's restoring the backup which I have just imported. Now what it says, executing pre-restore script, and it will generate a predefined script in the backend and it will do the work for you.
So at this moment, the traffic would be disturbed, isn't it?
Yes.
When you're performing backup.
Yes. When you will be taking the backup, no traffic will be disturbed. When you will be restoring the backup, traffic will be disturbed. And see, if you are restoring the backup, that means you are already done the Blender, right? The traffic is already disturbed. That is the reason you are doing the backup. You are reinstalling the backup, right? Now see, it says the system is rebooting. So it will reboot the firewall.
Yeah, it on the device, gateway, or on the server?
Sorry?
We are doing it on the device or on the gateway?
On the gateway. We are doing it on the gateway. So if you go to your this topology, if you double click on this one, if you open the Ultra VNC, can you see the system is getting booted? Now it's up, right? So let's go back to your PC. Now can you see this has been logged out? Now I can again do the login. Admin 123. So this was what? This was your normal backup. Okay. Now let's talk about the snapshot backup. See, similar options you'll be getting here: new, revert, delete, import, export. Similar option. Okay. Let's suppose you want to take the backup. Now, just wait. What I'll be showing you. Let me name it. It says, let me name you it GW01. Okay. Description, testing. Okay. Testing. Okay. It will take the backup. Now just see what it says. How much space is free? 25 GB is free, right? Now it's creating 6.96 GB of okay. Now see, it's taking 7 GB of space and it's creating a snapshot backup. And why it's taking 7 GB? Because the firewall I'm having, the firewall I'm using just right now, it's a total free firewall, totally scratch firewall. There is no configuration on this firewall. So just imagine if I'll be having thousands of rules, hundreds of NAT policies, routes, objects, object groups, domain names, and everything. The size will increase and it can go up to 25 GB, 30 GB. Now, if you enable this, snapshot, so in that case, can you see how minimum snapshot limit is how much? 1. Whereas maximum snapshot limit is 9999, means 9999. And this number is not permanent. If you have the snapshot of bigger sizes, this number will be decreased. Now, can you see what it says? Each week on Monday at 1. So every Monday at this time, this will take. Now this says 1. That means 1 a.m. in the night, not in the afternoon. Afternoon will become 13 p.m. It says 1. That means in the night. And it's 63% completed right now. Let it get done. Okay, this has been created. Can you see here what it says? The blue option says 28% is utilized and rest is free and available for use. Why? Because we can see there that we have a state which is say green. Now what you can do, you can click on this, you can export it, you can save it somewhere else. You can, if you have already exported some snapshot, you can import it and you can activate it.
If I take one more snapshot, then another 7 GB will be occupied.
Yes.
Then in the next 3-4 days, my whole disk space will be occupied.
Yes, because I have given limited space to this particular machine, right? I have given 80 GB only.
So, I mean, it's a kind of limitation to do the snapshot locally.
Huh?
What's the best practice?
Take it and export it, simple. Okay, and so this was the 2 type of backup you can take in your checkpoint, and you have to take from where? From your web GUI. You cannot do this operation from where? Smart Console. You have to do it from the web GUI. Also, you can do from the CLI also, but recommended is from the GUI.
So this snapshot will contain all the interfaces IP and
yes, this snapshot will be having all the operating system files. This will be all the configuration you have done, objects, policies, NAT, whatever things you have done.
And what about license?
Licenses also.
Okay. And before, in previous, we have restored the backup and the device got rebooted. So SIG communication will break. So do we need to re-establish SIG or it will automatically?
See, SIG there is no proper documentation available in Checkpoint that whether the SIG will be like in which scenario the SIG will be reinitiated or in which situation you need to do it manually. There is no documentation. So if the SIG is broken, you have to reinitiate. If not, then you are good to go. But most of the cases, if you are reverting the changes, if you are, doing manually snapshot import, in that case, SIG generally breaks down. You need to do it manually. But there is, if you talk about the proper scenario, that in which case the SIG will be broken or in which case it will not, there is no proper document or anything. Okay.
So if I have two box, means let's say this gateway is on one of the end of life, end of support box, and I had to migrate it to updated box, whatever new box which is in support. So do I need to use this snapshot, or what is the preferred method, or I have to use migration tool?
I'm not sure why you asking. Can you see this? What I have mentioned, same vendor. What you are doing? Migration from which to which, here to here. What you need to do? What you need to use?
Upgradation tool. Okay. Is it upgrade tool or my? Okay.
Upgradation.
Upgrade. Okay. So can you show us means
upgradation tool?
Yeah. Is there any specific escape for that?
Multiple, like, see, every vendor is having the upgradation tool. You can just simple type checkpoint upgradation. Tool. You can go here and you can request one for it. Log server. And you can connect with your tag also to get this tool, basically, right? Just go through this article. All right. So this was very important for you in terms of operational work, because most of you will go in the operations, most of you will go to the project team. So whatever the deployments and everything we have done, that's more of a deployment, or you can say project team work. Now we are moving day by day towards what? Towards operational work. All right. So this was the backup, basically. Rest. Let's talk about checkpoint upgrade. See, because we are using the latest version, we cannot do the upgrade on this, but I'll show you where to do it. Okay. If you have the checkpoint in your production, you can go there, you can check for the update. You'll be getting multiple hot fixes over there. So upgrades, very important. Both security gateway and security management server, both. The process is same. See, the backup we have taken where? On the security gateway, right? Similar way, you can take the backup of your security management also. There is no difference between them. Okay, similar the upgrades also. Now, one important question. If we are talking about the upgrades, one important question. Sometime interviewer may ask that if I have my management server running on R80 0.40, and with this management server, I am managing a gateway of version R81, and I'm getting issues. What could be the issues?
So first of all, that the gateway and the management server should be in the same.
Yes, not on the same, either same or should be on the greater side.
Yeah.
Management server, SM, I'll call it SM, management security management server, should be greater or equal to security gateway. Always remember. So the first thing you need to say that, so it will face the problem because management server is on the lower side and the gateway is where on the upper side. So this scenario, this architecture is wrong. So if, for an example, if you want to upgrade your gateway, before that, you need to upgrade your management server. So that when you're upgrading your gateway, your management server will be able to maintain the gateway. You cannot do that like you have just upgraded your gateway and you can manage your gateway with the server. No, you cannot do that. All right. This is very important question, and sometimes I have seen people fumbling in this question. All right. Before R80, I'm not sure I have given this this brief or not. Let me give it again. Before R80, we have multiple softwares provided by Checkpoint. What was the softwares? One was Smart View Tracker. Okay. Another one was Smart Event. Then Smart Reporter. Then Smart Log. Then Smart Dashboard. So through this application, we used to manage what? Our firewalls. Rest all applications was used. For an example, Smart View Tracker was for the live logs. So if you have any your environment running before before the R80, like R77.30 or maybe R77 or maybe R76 or 75, this will be the options. Events will be monitoring any events, maybe hardware failure, hardware utilization, any heat or whatever events happening on the firewall. Smart Reporter to generate the reports. Logs to check the old logs. Earlier, like when we used to work on R77, these two applications used to be used very frequently for the logging. And this was used for managing the gateway. Now, if I talk about R80, okay, what they have done, they have combined these all application and the features. And what they have created, they have created one software called Smart Console. Inside the Smart Console, you'll be having all the features which is mentioned over here. Okay, so the upgrade of the security gateway and the manager are totally same. If you will be upgrading the Smart Manager, you will be upgrading these features. And if you will be upgrading a security gateways, you will be upgrading another features of the gateways. Okay. Now you have two types of upgrades. How many types of upgrades you have? Two types. Which one? Minor one and the major one. Okay. The minor one is called hotfix in Checkpoint. And the major one is called version upgrade. For an example, R77 was the previous version. After that, R77.30 was also the previous version. And then R80 came. So from this to this, it was a minor upgrade. And from here to there, it was the major upgrade. Okay, and hot fixes are provided. See, have you heard name of patch?
Yes. Yes.
So patch is called hotfix in Checkpoint. You can refer that patch as a hotfix. So whenever there is a small bug in the checkpoint, what Checkpoint does? They resolve that particular bug and they provide the hotfix, like the patch. What you have to do? You have to select the hotfix, you have to install it, you have to reboot, and that's all. Your problem will be solved.
Okay, sir. As you have mentioned, that R77 to R7730. So it will comes to the minor one, correct?
Yeah, minor upgrade.
Okay.
And it happens in each and every operating system. In Windows also, we have like minor updates, right? Every 2-3 days, we used to get the updates, right? Patch update, something update, it's coming every 2-3 days. Whereas if I talk about Windows 10 to Windows 11, it's a what? It's a major upgrade.
I have a couple of questions. Let's say, suppose we are upgrading from R77.20 to R80.40. So is there any, path that we have to follow? Let's say latest hotfix in the R77 and then R80, then patch version or hotfix of the R80, like R80.40.
See, answer to this question is similar in each and every vendor. There is no difference. There is part defined in terms of upgrades. You are where R77, then R77.20, then 77.30, right? Then R80. This is the path.
Then R80.40 we have to go, right?
No. R80.10, R80.20, R80.40. This is the path.
Means can't we directly come from R80 to R80.40? Means do I need to?
You can, let me complete.
Yeah, okay.
You have, this is the path. And this is, see, similar path you'll get in each and every vendor. It's not about Checkpoint if you're using the Palo Alto, whatever. This is the path for every firewall, every vendor, every operating system, you can say. So let's suppose you are running with this vendor. You cannot jump from here to there. If you say that I'm running R77 and I'll be jumping from R77 to R80.4, you cannot do that. You have to jump from here to at least here. And then from here to there, and then from here to here you can go. And that too with all the hot fixes. All the hot fixes means if you are running this particular R77, and there might be number of hot fixes which has been released between R77 to R77.20 and between R77.20 to 77.30. So all the hot fixes you should have in this machine to jump from R77.30 to R80.
Means do I need to download them only or do I need to install them also?
Without download, do you think you'll be able to install?
No, that is what I'm saying. Only downloading will be fine, or I have to install them also?
Install. Like what is downloading means? You have just copied it.
Yeah.
How your operating system will come to know that this hotfix is there in the system?
But if I'll go for R80, let's say from R80 to R80.40, that will ultimately having all the hotfixes from R80.10 and 20, right?
No. You need to have a lot of hotfixes.
That means we have to cross each and every hotfix.
Yes. Whatever hotfix is required from R20 to R40. Okay, 80.20 to 80.40. That hotfix should be there. For an example, try to understand this way. Let's suppose this is your motorbike. Okay, this is your bike. When you purchased it, there was a major flaw in the battery. They have replaced the battery over here. Now, in this version of your bike, there was a major problem in the clutch. They have replaced the clutch and given a new version. And now to come on the most stable one, you need to replace the battery and the clutch both, right? Make sense or not?
Yes, yes.
Right. You cannot do, okay. In R80.20, we have replaced, let's suppose we have replaced suspension, okay, of your bike. Let's suppose. So you cannot do that like this. You have R80 and you will replace the suspension and you'll reach R80.40. It's a stable version. No, you cannot do that, right? You will face the battery problem. You will face the clutch problem.
Okay, but I actually worked on other firewalls, and there actually I have seen if you are going for a latest hotfix or minor version, you say, it is not actually needed mandatorily to install all the previous hotfixes that you need to install.
I'm not saying all the previous. I'm saying which are mandatory for R8040. I'm not saying all the features. And how to check which are mandatory, that's what I'm going to tell you.
Okay. So I think that hotfix, what hotfix is required, it's shown in the firewall.
Yes.
Which is required when in that particular firewall. Yes. What is recommended.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
So does it not happen that R80.40 will have hot fixes or the upgrades which happen from R80.10 or 20?
Wait. I'm telling you. Just give me some time. All the queries will be answered, not an issue. Just listen carefully. Okay. So let's go to your firewall first. Okay. Let's log in this admin 123. Navigate to the left side. Just enable this lock. Yes. Navigate to the left side. Come down. Can you see this CPUs?
Yes.
The best way to upgrade the checkpoint is from the CPUs. Best way. There are multiple ways you can do with the SFTP server. You can do from the CLI also, but the best. I have seen a lot of people doing the upgrade of the checkpoint from the CLI from the servers, but they face a lot of problems because checkpoint update is bit messier in comparison to any other vendor. It's known fact to everyone. So if you want to create less trouble for you, always prefer the CPUs. And if you are upgrading the firewall from the CLI, always take the tech person in the standby. Okay. Now, why I'm making this statement? I'll just give you some examples. Okay. Now, under the CPUs, you have status and action. Can you see this window in the left side? Let me just zoom in. Okay, it's not happening. Not an issue. Can you see this plane over here, the package where it's coming, all the things?
Yes.
Here you will be getting all the patches, all the updates, all the hot fixes. How you can achieve those? By clicking this check. It will say you do not have the internet connection. You do not have the connectivity with the cloud. You cannot check, right? Else, what you can do, you can download it in your PC. Whatever hotfix you need to download, you can download from on your PC. You can do import from here. You can click import. You can just select. You can select and you can just do what? Import. That's all. After the importing, you select that particular hotfix or version. Just click install. This is the install third option. For an example, if the version you're looking for, the hotfix you're looking for, it's not coming, just change the page. Right now it's showing show recommended packages. Just select all. This is very, very important step. I have seen a lot of people struggling that I'm not getting the patch which I'm looking for. You need to select the all option over here. Then you'll getting all the packages. You can modify this more option also. So we do not have anything over here. So it will not give anything basically, right? So let's jump. So let's suppose the internet is connected with this firewall. You have done this check option. Okay. So you will be getting this sort of options. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes. One question. If suppose we are running on a demo or a trial version, this check option will be working for us?
Yes.
Okay.
I have seen in previous version, it used to work for the hot fixes, not the major updates and everything, but the hot fixes, it will work.
Okay, cool.
So I have one question. I don't have internet connection to upgrade the hotfix. So in that case, I need to download
it. Yes.
Hotfix. Do I need to install the deployment agent?
No. You do not need to do anything on your PC. No deployment agent or anything. Simply just download it from the Checkpoint website and import it. Simple. Okay. All right. Can you see this green mark? It says it installed and self-passed. Right? So it means that R80.20 is installed over here. Plus, this hotfix is also installed. Okay. For example, for Blink package of this R80.20, we have these many of what? Hotfixes. So if you want to install, can you see? This one is also installed here.
Yes.
So both the packages, both the hotfixes are installed. That is the reason you are where? You are on the R80.20.
Okay.
So let's suppose if I'll click on this particular plus button, it will show me some packages similar to this one, right? Can you see major versions? I have these major versions over here. Whichever I want, I just select it and I'll do what? I'll click on the install here. This is my install. If you want to download, just right click on it and download it. If you want to delete, just right click on it and delete it. Simple.
But why this is showing us major version? Because currently it is running on R80.20 and
it's an image R80.20. Fresh installation they have given in the major versions. R80.30. Fresh installation. R80.30. Some security management. This is for security management, right? So the fresh installation they have given in the major version.
Okay.
What is take 101? I mean, R80.20 take 101 and
it's a naming convention. Just do not follow that particular thing.
So will it change every time or it will be same?
Where you are this one?
Yeah, take 101 will change.
Yeah, it will change. It will change. What will be happening? See, this build and the take will change. This build is what? The CPU is built through which you are upgrading, basically. So let's suppose you had R77, right? There was the build number of what? Let's suppose 1799 of what? CPUs, right? Now you have upgraded to R80. This CPUs will change, right? This will change on the major upgrade. And this take will change in the minor as well as major both. And it's just the, you will not face any issue with these numbers. It's just for the reference. And also reference for the tech people. So whenever you'll face some issue, you will give the, checkpoint info and everything to your tech person. They will check, okay, you are running with R8020 take 101 and the current take is running 119. So just upgrade this particular hotfix. They will give the hotfix number also. So what you have to do, you have to just do check. You have to just click on the check. You will get that particular hotfix over here. You have to right click it and you have to download and install. This is the installation process. And this installation process, you have to perform on both the things, on the management server as well as the gateway. Both the devices, you can do it similar way, no difference. The only thing you need to keep in mind, if you are doing any upgrade, just check what all hotfixes are required before upgradation. I have seen many people struggling in that upgrade, in checkpoint upgrade. Why? Because they never care about the hotfixes. They are working on Palo Alto, they are working on Fortinet, they are working on AS and everything. They assume that similar process will work here also. No, it will not work. You need to keep in mind that we need to have all the hotfixes which is required for the version on which I am going.
So minor hotfixes also, it will reboot, reload, or how does it?
See, minor, sometime, let's suppose, let me give you an example. It depends upon environment to environment. Sometime I have seen people who says that if I am running on R80, then you should go on R80.10, then R80.20, then 40. Whereas I have seen people who can directly jump from here to there. So only difference, if you will be jumping from here to there, you'll be doing each and every step one by one, right? Whereas when you'll be jumping from here to there, you need to have all the hotfixes, all the settings which are compatible for this version install, and then you can do the upgrade. All right. So this was the upgrade of the checkpoint. I highly recommend to do the upgrade from the CPUs, and also the checkpoint suggests that always prefer CPUs for the upgrade.
One question, like if moving from 80.10 to 80.20, then .20 will have all the hotfixes which come in between .10 to 20. Similarly, from .20 to 30, .30 will have all the hotfixes.
It will not see. It will. Your mic. Some problem with your mic. Wait, let me mute you. See, let me repeat myself again. If you are on R80 and you are jumping R80.10, it does not mean that this version will be having all the hotfixes. No. Can you see here? First, these two hotfixes are installed. Then this major version is installed. So by the hotfixes, you make your earlier version capable to handle this particular release. So by upgrading R80 from R80 to R80.10 does not mean that it will by default install all the hotfixes which is required. No, it will not do it. You need to do it. You need to make sure whatever the hotfix is required for R80.10, you first install and then you install R80.10. All right. So similarly, if you are jumping from R80 to R80.40, you need to check what all the hotfixes require for this jump. You need to have them. Okay. So this was your backup as well as your upgrade, basically. Now, when we discussed our command section, where I have given you some commands, right? Basic commands of checkpoint. So did the that simulation also? Like okay, let me do one thing. Let me check here. I can see a lot of lectures are missing in between. Do I remember I have given a number of commands which? Huh?
I don't think so. I'm not. Commands, because we have discussed that how means how we are connecting to internet and those topics in last sessions. As I remember.
Have I given have I given the command like what is cplick _print?
No. That license commands we are not.
Nothing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think commands are not covered yet.
Okay. Let us just cover that part. It will be very helpful. Basic commands. Okay, so the first command I have in checkpoint, that is called fwver. What does this mean? This means admin 123 fwver. What it says? Checkpoint software version. It says RNT and the build is 959. Another command I have that is called cpstat os. Cpstat os means you'll be having the all information regarding the operating system. Let me just okay. What it says that OS name is Gaia. Okay, major version is 3, minor version is 10. Okay, and some appliance name and everything. Another command which we have used multiple time, that is cpwd. Wait, let me just otherwise I'll forget the commands basically, right?
Just expand this putty one.
You guys are not able to see, is it so?
Yeah,
like this.
Thanks. Yep.
Is it visible now properly? That's fine, right? Or should I increase the size also?
It's okay.
Is it fine now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Another command is cpwd, which we have used multiple times. cpwd _admin list. What is this? This is the command through which we can see what the services, the daemons which are running in the background. These all daemons should be in executable format. There should be E everywhere. Can you see this E? Huh? The state option E. E means executable. If any of them are in T for termination or terminated state. In that case, you need to do CP stop, CP start. And if by doing CP stop and CP start, the problem is not getting resolved, you need to involve tag. Okay.
So basically, this command is used for what purpose? The CP
To see the
WF.
to see the services, whether all the services are running or not.
Okay.
Okay. For an example, this CPD. Can you see this CPD here? This CPD service is responsible for what? For SIG, establishing the SIG. There will be one more, FWD, right? FWD is responsible for your logging.
Okay.
So this is how these services are important basically. Then FW stat. To check the policy, which policy is installed on the gateway, when it was installed, what was the time, and through which interface it was installed. So can you see the host, local host policy was policy name is initial policy. Why it's showing the initial policy? Because today I have reconfigured the gateways. The license on the gateways was expired. Okay.
Yeah, for any particular service, can we do CP start and stop? Because
Yeah,
all the other service will get impacted.
No. You cannot do like if my FWD is in terminated state, you cannot reboot your FWD. You cannot do that. You need to do the CP start for whole gateway.
Okay.
That's the catch. Because checkpoint assumes if there is one service which is in terminated state, might be the chances are in future, there will be other services too, which will be in terminated state. So better to restart all the services in one go.
Okay.
Okay. We have what? FW state. Through FW state, we'll be having information of the policies which are installed. After that, CP stat os-f if config. Simple. The command we have used a lot till now to check the interfaces configuration. Right? What sort of configuration is there on the interfaces? What is the IP? What is the subnet mask? What is the MTU? What is the MAC address of the interfaces? I have seen a lot of people struggling to get the MAC address of the interfaces when they need to do the check. Need to check the MAC address table. So you can get the MAC address from here. Always handy this command. Okay. Then
what was the command?
It was CP stat. See, do not make notes right now. Watch the recording, then make the notes. Okay. Just try to understand what I'm saying right now. The command was CP stat os-f if config. This was the command. Okay. All right. So apart from this, we have another command called FW. Sorry, FW get So you will be having your interfaces detail, what interfaces you have configured till now. Here, like through the upper command, will be having detailed view of the interface. Whereas with this command, fwgetif, you will be having only the IP configuration of the interfaces. One more command is also there, show configuration. And it should be interfaces. Yeah, we have the interfaces. Show configuration interfaces. Enter. So you'll be getting the configuration of interfaces also. Set interface ETH0 state on. ETH0 auto negotiation is on. ETH0 IPv4 address is this. Mask length is this. ETH1, this is your speed and duplex. And state is on. IP is this, and so on. Through this, you can get the configuration. Okay. Apart from this, you have one command, cp lick print. Through this, you will be able to see that what is the status of my licenses, because right now we do not have any license on this firewall. I'm not able to see any license over here. Okay. Then one more command is there, cpconf sigstat, I believe. Yeah. To check the status of the SIG, what command is there? cp_conf sigstat. What it says? SIG initialized SIG. Means the SIG is already initialized.
That it shows that SIG. So basically, we can say that this command helps us to know the status of SIG.
Of the SIG, yes, whether it's initialized or not. Okay. Now, after that, you can run one more command, which is fwctl pstat. What it will show? It will show you what sort of connection going through your firewall. Like, see the total connection. How many of them are from TCP? How many of them from UDP? How many of them from ICMP and other? How many is peak concurrent? Right? What is the status of cookies? What is the status of fragment? And what is the status of NAT? So detailed view of the firewall, what is going on the firewall, you can see. Okay. One command is there, cpha_probe stat. So just write down this command. We'll be using this command very much, like whenever you make note, just keep note of this command, because we'll be using this command a lot when we'll be studying high availability or clustering, basically. Okay. All right. One command is, it was, okay. Stop. This is to check the CPU state. What is going on with your CPU? Live information will be getting over here. If you just do quit. If you want to know the more detail of your CPU, just enter cp view. This is the whole view of your firewall. Just do tab. You'll be coming from overview to system information. This is your system information. From system information, if you want to come to network, just do tab. You'll be coming to the network. What is going on? If you want to come to CPU, just do tab. You'll be having CPU. Now, Core XL is having FW3 CPUs. SND is having only one CPU. We'll discuss this Core XL and SND in detail. Okay. Software blades. What sort of software blades are there? Which are enabled? Which are disabled? See, can you see application control disabled, antivirus disabled, anti-bot disabled, IP because I have this firewall newly created. Hardware health. Right now, nothing is going on because this firewall is not integrated with your management server even. Advanced, you can see like other components and everything. We'll be using this command also very frequently. Okay.
Covers that. So above command covers that the uptime of firewall also.
Uptime of firewall means like when the firewall was rebooted?
Rebooted, yeah. Since when my firewall is up.
It was said uptime.
No, cleach
show
mode you
uptime.
need to go. No, cleach mode and then uptime.
I am in the cleach mode, I believe.
Yeah, sir. It's a
Okay.
cleach mode only.
Okay.
I think command will be the show. Show uptime.
Show uptime. Yeah, it's 53 minutes. Okay. Now one more command is there.
Sir, for CPU, we can run the command cpstat os -f CPU as well.
Huh? For CPU, no. That is for in the interfaces.
Okay, for interface level to check. Okay.
Yeah. To get the CPU, you have two commands. One is top, one is CPU view. One command I can recall. Let me check if it's there or not. Set DNS. Okay, we do have this. Set DNS. You can mention the DNS. Invalid. Okay, invalid command. Okay, let me check. Okay, we have to give there the primary and secondary and everything, right? Yeah, primary. Now we can give it. Log database override. Log database. Something wrong I have done. Database. Why it says the invalid command?
Database spelling is wrong.
Okay, database, right? Now I can do this command. It's done. One command is also there. Show ARP dynamic all to get the MAC table of the firewall. L2 table. You can run this command. Show ARP dynamic all, or if you want to see the static, you can do show ARP static all. Okay.
Is there any command for memory also?
Memory
or...
CPU. What else?
How we can check the hardware description, like show inventory video in Cisco, show asset, serial number and all module.
From there, cpstat OS operating system. And there was one more command. Let me check. See, there are multiple commands. There are thousands of commands. Okay, but I'm giving the commands which are very frequently used in the production. If you go to production and if you go do the live troubleshooting, these commands will be very helpful for you. Add backup local. Okay, can you see? This is how you can create the backup from the CLI also. Can you see it's creating the backup for you? What is the command? Add backup local, or maybe whatever the SFTP, TFTP server you have, you can mention, and you can press enter. Your backup will be started. Local backup succeeded means your backup has been configured. What you can run on the command? Show backup status. Can you see? It says at this time this backup was completed, and this is the file name. What else? What else? I think this is all for. Let me check.
Disk space.
Disk space. CPU. See, I'm not sure if you guys have CPU. I'm not sure you guys have seen this particular command section or not. You will be getting all the information over here. Overview, system information, network information, CPU, input, output, software blades, hardware health, advanced, each and everything. Last policy install time, when the last policy was installed, system uptime, what is the version, network, what is going on with your interfaces, CPU, what is going on with the CPU, input, output, software blades, hardware health. Right now, nothing is going on, so it's not giving anything. Advanced component, what sort of components you have integrated with this.
Okay. I have a question, right? Let's say if we have two normal backups with us, right? Is there a command when we can, compare those backups and see what's the difference between them?
No such command as of now, in my knowledge. Like you do in your Palo Alto, right? Startup config and running config, right? Sorry.
Yeah, two differential configs. Yeah.
No, that option is not there.
Okay.
All right. So basically, we have covered three major components today. First one was the backup. Second one was the upgrade, and third one was the basic commands. I'm not saying that this is all basic commands you should learn. No, these are the basic commands you should be handy with. Okay, rest over the time I'll be giving you like what sort of command is there to check what. Like if when we'll perform clustering, right? High availability. There I'll be giving 2-3 more commands to check the different sort of parameters. Okay. So right now, because my system, my firewall is in ideal condition, can you see the utilization? CPU 1 is getting utilized 9%, 10%, 8%. Right? I have 3 CPUs basically. Okay. I would say that's all for today. Okay. Just try to revise these things. If you face any problem, just let me know tomorrow. We'll be having 5 minutes doubt session before beginning. Okay. And discuss internally, ask everyone to join the class. Do not miss the class because there are a lot of things which we discuss in live class. And if you face any problem, you can ask your doubt. If those people will rely on recordings, they will be missing the opportunities to ask the question in the live class. Okay. So that was it, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. We'll meet tomorrow, same time.
Hello. There is one question. Hello.
Go on.
For last class, when we last time we have created policies. So under that policy, can we create some sub rules also?
Inline rules.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll discuss when we'll do the layer 7 inspection. No, we'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And most probably tomorrow we'll be discussing high availability clustering part. Okay, theory and the practical will try to complete. And most probably, let me just check the calendar. If everything goes well, from 23rd or maybe from 17th, we'll be having our L7 filtering. All right.
Okay.
Any other doubt?
No, from my side.
Sir, if you allow me, can I share my screen that I have raised a query that my desktop is Windows 10 is not working. It's showing some error.
See, if it's not working, then you have to follow that document from the EVNG site. There is no other troubleshooting you can do. Other than that, what you can do, you can connect with their live support. Do you know there is a live support of
Yep. You have informed earlier also regarding
this.
Okay, no
you,
worry.
You can take help from there. Because see, I'm not the expert of EVNG basically. So if you ask me, the similar steps I'll perform, which is mentioned in the document. If you want me to troubleshoot your lab, I can do that, but I'll follow the document. Simple.
No, actually, I did not want you to troubleshoot that. But I'm making some mistake that due to that I'm facing the issue. No worry, I will recheck again with that.
Recheck again. Let me tell you. Yeah. See, this is how I have learned a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly.
Just try to follow the document as many time as you can. If it's not working, take the help desk, discuss the same thing in the help desk. They will immediately, if the engineer will be available, they will take the remote of your PC. Within 5 minutes, they will resolve it. Not a big problem.
Okay.
Okay. Otherwise, and most of the cases, even they also will say that you have to follow the document very rigorously. And do not try to type the commands. Just copy and paste the commands.
Yeah, I'm doing that only. No worry. I will check and see what is the next.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Okay, someone was asking in the group to study material, right? I'm not sure who was that.
Yeah, that's right. There were a couple of comments.
Someone was asking about the study material. See, guys, do not rely on any third-party material for any technology. Always go for their admin guides, publishers. For Checkpoint, there is admin guide. I'll upload that admin guide in our SharePoint, our Google Drive. Just download it, or you can download from the internet also. A PDF will be downloaded. Just refer that PDF. Nobody can tell about the Checkpoint better than Checkpoint. Okay. Rest. Just follow the recordings, make your own notes. Believe me, when we'll be completing this course, you will feel that, okay, yes, I have gained the knowledge. You will feel the importance of that notebook, which you will be creating day by day. And that notebook will help you in coming 5 years. Okay. Anything else? Any other question?
Yeah, for VPN, IPsec VPN, you will be covering both, like policy-based and route-based?
There is no basic difference, but yes, we'll do that. What a problem.
Okay.
It's simple. Like if it's a policy-based, you'll be mentioning, you will be adding your VPN community in the policy. And if a route-based, then you'll be creating route for the VPN. Simple. But we'll discuss, not about problem. Anything else? All right, so let's close the call, right? All right, thank you everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.